Okay, alright guys. So in last week's class, we introduced a very important concept in persuasion, which is attitude. We talked about the definition of attitude. We talked about different components of attitude, and I hope you guys enjoyed the movie clip of Friends. And then we talked about what kind of functions attitudes have, or what kind of outcomes that attitude may bring to us. We also talk about different research measurements of attitude, such as we could do a self-report questionnaire. We could use people's some behaviors or physiological measures to assess people's behaviors. And we also talk about the difference between attitude and belief. So at the end of last week's class, I introduced you guys this theory. It's called the theory of reasoned action. And today we're going to spend this whole class session talking about this theory of reasoned action and its application. So we have kind of briefly discussed that the main point of this theory, or this theory is all about different factors predicting people's behaviors, or the different factors which may affect people's behaviors. But instead of directly looking at people's behaviors, we want to measure people's behavior intention first, because in some situations we cannot have direct and easy access to people's behaviors. We cannot really be there and observe people's behaviors. So instead, we're gonna kind of ask for people's behavior intention, such as how likely are you gonna quit smoking? How likely are you gonna quit drinking? This kind of stuff. So the behavior intention provides us an easy and a quick way to assess people's behaviors in the future. And then we're gonna continue talking about the different factors predicting or affecting people's behavior intention. The first one, of course, as you can imagine, is the people's attitudes. So what is attitude in this context? That is about people's positive or negative beliefs regarding a certain behavior, regarding the behavior we are examining here. In other words, the attitudes are people's evaluations or people's perceptions, whether they think that this behavior in question, whether this behavior is going to benefit us in the end, right? That is your evaluation towards this behavior in question. Like I said before, these attitudes are influenced by two factors, or we could say this attitude consists of two dimensions. The first one is people's evaluation about this outcome of the behavior, okay? Whether you are holding a positive or negative attitude towards this behavior. And second one, we call it the strength of belief. That is, whether you are holding a strong and firm attitude towards this behavior, or you are holding a relatively flexible, relatively weak attitude towards the behavior. And regarding this attitude component, I'm gonna show you guys a real life application or a real health campaign in the reality, addressing people's attitude to change a certain behavior. Okay, so let's have a virtual trip to India. Okay, so India is such a magic country. I've been so looking forward to visiting it one day. And this country has an ancient book called Kama Sutra, and this book is all about sexuality and emotional fulfillment. And also in the ancient times, they also built lots of temples about sex. As you can see, these temples, the details of the temples on the right side of our screen. Okay, so we can see that India has a great history in erotic love, with so many, artwork and also texts about it. But in the modern society, sex is a taboo topic in India. And right now, India has 1.3 billion people, which has the fastest growing population around the whole world. And people, they don't use the condom, they don't talk about it. The condom is a very taboo and is a bad word that people are not supposed to mention it. And as a result, the population is growing really fast, and there are 2.1 million people living with HIV. They are HIV positive. So researchers, they have done lots of research kind of in India, and the results of their research show that the key barrier to use a condom is embarrassment and a negative attitude associated with condom use. So after learning where is the problem, what is the barrier to the problem, the next step is to make people have a positive attitude towards condom use. And then we want to promote the condom use behaviors. But how do we achieve this big goal in such a relatively conservative society? And the researchers, they strive to achieve this goal step by step. So the very first step is they want to get people talk about this bad word, about this condom word. So what they did is they created such a campaign. Okay, this looks a little bit kind of silly, but turned out that this campaign works very effectively. So they want to kind of change people's images or people's evaluations towards condom. And they want to make such association between condom use with smartness, with intelligence. So first thing they did is they created a campaign mascot, which is a pesky parrot, as shown on the left side of our screen. And the purpose of this parrot is to try to convey the meaning of smartness and talking. And next step is to start a campaign with a contest, which poses a riddle to the audience, to the public, with the answer being condom. Okay. And I found this campaign message on YouTube, and I inserted this video in our module. So please exit this YouTube video, and I would like you guys to watch that video. And this is the first video in today's module. Please watch that. And some of you guys might be laughing at how silly this campaign is. But during that time, this campaign did work. So as a result, millions of calls were made by the public, by the Indian public. They tried to answer the riddle. And 25 people, they were selected randomly and received a camera, mobile phone with free talk time. What's more important, more than 80% of those who have seen this ad, they discussed this ad, the riddle, the answer with their friends, with their families. So we have achieved our first goal, which is we want to get people to talk about this taboo word, right? So after this advertisement, after this campaign, this condom, it's not a bad word or a taboo anymore. And then we want to proceed to the second goal or the second step of our campaign, which is we want to change people's attitudes towards condom from negative or neutral to positive. We want to make the associations between condom use with something good, something smart. And to achieve this, the team, the health practitioner team, they used a historical Indian sport called Kabaddi. So you can see that the researchers, they really integrated this health promotion effort with the local culture. So let me talk a little bit more about this game. The goal of this game is you want to run into the opposing team's half court. And then you want to tag out as many of their defenders as possible, and then return to your own half court without being tagged. So this is the goal for this game and how this game plays. And let's take a look at the video of their campaign and see how the researchers associated the condom use with something smart, something good, something positive. So please exit this lecture video and then watch the second video in today's module. Okay, so welcome back. As you may figure out, the aim of the goal of this video is to link the condom use with the feeling of being a man, being masculine, right? And the message they wanted to deliver here is, let's say if you can shout out the word condom, that means that you are a confident, you are a smart man, you are a real man. So all in all, we can see that the researchers, they try to associate the condom use with all positive images and feelings. So in this way, hopefully people's attitude towards condom use would be changed. So this is a really important step to change people's attitude towards condom use from neutral or even negative to the positive side. So we can see that this campaign is very simple, it's very low cost. It doesn't use any celebrities or superstars to promote a behavior. Instead, it was very relaxing, funny, and catchy, and also very interactive. They had the whole public, the audience fully engaged. And as they have these ordinary people in their advertisement, the young males, the young females, and couples. So their goal is to want to change every single Indian people's attitude towards condom use and get them to start talking and using condom. And as a result, the campaign was pretty effective. Some major results for this campaign is the first one, embarrassment around purchasing condom decreased by 21%. So people started to get out and to buy some condom to protect themselves. And 91% of the public, the Indian people, think that condom users, they are smart and responsible. So we can see that this campaign dramatically changed or shifted people's attitudes towards condom use from negative to neutral and then to positive. So I would say that's a really big achievement.